front and left.
How you doing, Rob?
Good.
I know pro athletes and coaches, managers, they're usually intentional about not letting outside noise get into locker rooms, clubhouses, and whatnot as they try to do their job. But, you know, just from a human aspect, I want to know, do you and your team kind of just feel the buzz between this matchup? I mean, it's two teams that have been right there at the end the past couple of years. Obviously, they won it last year, but it's a matchup that's obviously making headlines nationally and, of course, here locally. Do you guys feel that and see it?
Well, you know, they are the world champions, and I think there's a buzz every year that we come into this thing. Is there more this year? I don't know, because we haven't really dealt with anything yet, but as the series goes on, I think the buzz will increase. But, you know, I think both these clubs are really matched up well. Good starting pitching, got a lot of thump in both lineups, and very veteran groups. So I think they'll be able to handle it.
Okay, let's go to the back wall with Matt on the left.
What will your rotation be for this series?
I got Sanchi tomorrow, and then I'll announce Monday's starter tomorrow.
Okay, go to the front left here, first row.
Hey Rob, Crystal Rich, CBS Philly, how you doing?
Good.
Just curious, you guys are familiar with the Dodgers, facing them 2 times in the regular season, but what did you see out of their offense in their wild card sweep of the Reds that allowed them to be so explosive?
Well, they hit a lot of home runs. They got a lot of slug in their lineup, and they proved to everyone that they can also win games and score runs without slugging. They got a lot of veteran hitters that grind at bats. They know the strike zone, and they don't get out of the strike zone a whole lot. So you have to pitch them very, very well.
And really both teams are able to be very explosive. How important is it for the Phils to be able to manufacture runs in this series?
It all depends on their pitching. You know, they got really good starting pitching, and you get into a tight ball game and their guys on, then you may have to do some things. But I do like the slug, the ability of us to slug, but I do like the ability for us to be able to manufacture runs when we need to. We've sort of showed that over the course of the year.
Okay, let's go to Dave right in the front.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
How much do you think you guys learned from facing Shohei the first time? And a second part to that, how much did Christopher learn from the last time he faced the Dodgers?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know exactly how much. I can't put a number on it, but I do think it helps when you see an opponent, whether it's a pitcher seeing another offense or an offense seeing another pitcher. I think it helps everybody, and that's when you have to make adjustments.
Let's go to Grace right on your left, right in the front.
Rob, your first series against the Dodgers started 6 months ago tomorrow. How do you weight that series in your game planning versus the one that happened about 3 weeks ago?
Oh, it's way more about the one 3 weeks ago, and then just watching them in the wild card series and watching them coming down the stretch. I think that's what you base it off of. What happened 6 months ago. I mean, the teams are a little bit different than they are now. So, yeah, I'm basing it more off of the last series.
Okay, let's go to Devin in the front and the left there.
Hi, Rob. So this is a position you guys have been in before. You know, you guys had the few days off last season as well. What have you done differently going into this NLDS to kind of make sure the guys' mindset is ready to go come game time tomorrow?
Well, it's really, I think the mindset's going to be, I mean, they're highly motivated, so I'm not really worried about that. It's more about the physical part of it. We did more velocity training, more breaking ball training, trying to really focusing in on controlling the strike zone. And I think the inter-squad game the other night did a lot for us with having 31,000 people here. I think it was a lot more game-like than anything else that we could produce.
Okay, go to Tim, front
Hi,
right.
Rob. Will you go 14 position players and 12 pitchers for this round?
The roster will be out tomorrow.
Okay, let's go Paul on the left in the middle there.
Rob, I know you said you're not going to announce the rotation until tomorrow, but just as far as evaluating potentially starting 3 straight lefties against a team, are Luzardo and Sanchez different enough from Suarez that makes that a little more comfortable for you if it comes to that?
You mean Luzardo and Sanchi are different?
Yeah, a little bit different style.
Yeah.
Suarez enough so that it's
Yeah,
not
they are.
considered the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, I mean, Luzardo is more the power guy, and Ranger's more the finesse guy. So I think it's kind of two different guys. So it's not like we're pitching the same guy back to back. So I'm comfortable with that, if that's what we do.
Let's go to Anthony right in the middle.
Rob, I have an individual question for you. So you set some lofty goals. We talked about this for Trey at the beginning of the season. And while he didn't reach those numbers, he still had an excellent year. Looking back at it, even though were you trying to set targets that even though they weren't attainable, was creating a certain mindset or approach that actually ultimately worked for him?
Yeah, I think whenever you have goals, you overdo it a little bit and just keep that carrot out there for him. And Trey had a heck of a year, and he did pretty much exactly what we needed him to do, and he got it done. And consequently, he scored a lot of runs. Our ball club scored a lot of runs. Schwarber has all these RBIs just because Trey's on base a little bit more. So it really worked out well.
Let's go to Matt on the left on the wall.
How critical do you think it'll be to push their starting pitchers out of the game as early as you can, but also how do you make sure you're not too passive when you're trying to build up their pitch count maybe early in the games?
Yeah, that's that balance there, and that's a good question. I think our goal, doesn't matter who we're facing, is try to get the starter out of the game as soon as we can. So that's really what our game plan is. I don't think that it's that a secret. So yeah, we'll try and do the best we can. To your point, not be too passive where we're taking a strike or something like that. We're not going to do that. But what we really want to do is keep the ball in the strike zone. That's really the goal. If you can do that, you'll build pitch counts.
Let's go to the sixth row on the right. Go. Yep.
Hi, right here. You talk about Shohei a little bit. Also, you're gonna face Shohei as pitcher tomorrow.
Mhm.
So, what you have seen and what you saw him a couple weeks ago?
Well, a couple of weeks ago was probably his best start of the year. He was, phenomenal. It's the combination of power and control, command, stuff. He was really good. He was pumping strikes, and it was 98, 99. And, the secondary pitches are all way above average. So if he's doing that, it's a tough task.
Let's go to Bob in the back left.
And Rob, with the Dodgers bullpen being in such a state of flux, is it create a challenge for you as far as really having no idea who they're going to bring in as soon as the starter's out?
Well, I think once we know their roster, I think you can kind of figure out where they're going to set their pockets. So, and then you react accordingly. That's all you can do. But I think that they're going to, once the starter's out, they're just going to match up till the end of the game.
Their potential closer?
Really good. It's power. It's basically fastball split. We heard about he's coming up with a cutter, but to our eyes, we haven't seen that yet. So he's going to come right after you, and it's a big arm for a short period of time.
Okay, let's go to Cole in the right in the middle.
Hi, Rob. One of the things that makes this Dodgers lineup so potent is their complementary guys at the bottom of the lineup. So how important is it to be aggressive early in counts against the guys at the top of the lineup so you're not falling behind when you get to the bottom?
Yeah, it's always important to get ahead. Doesn't matter who you're facing. So, and that's, I think every pitcher on the planet, that's their game plan, is to try and get ahead. So the numbers show it. If you're 0-1 or 0-2, the numbers against a hitter, the hitter's numbers go way down as opposed to 1-0, 2-0. So for me, it doesn't matter what part of the lineup you're in. Get ahead.
Okay, let's go to the front here to Ty on the right.
Rob, being in the playoffs a few years in a row now, you've gotten to do the NLDS, where the first two games are back-to-back days and you have the extra off day. When you do have the extra off day, how does that change how aggressive you can be with your pitching staff and just kind of game planning?
It all depends on your starting pitcher. If he's lights out, then you stay with him.
Anything further for Rob? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.